Oh my god, no Monday video last week. Most of you did not complain about it because you actually watched the end of last Monday's video to know that I was out of state. Girlfriend's out of town for the week, so me and new dog left state, went on a little vacation, and had a blast. Not in that way, you sick fucks. Anyway, I got sucked into a YouTube vortex this morning. Yesterday, someone told me about this Toby Turner situation, asked if I was going to make a video about it. And I was like, what happened? I've been out of touch for the past few days. I have no idea. And then a number of other people start telling me about it. I'm like, God, you got to say something about this Toby Turner thing. And I'm like, okay, whoa, okay, let's find out what's going on here. And got stuck in a YouTube vortex this morning where I was watching video after video after video, including a video by Toby himself that was made yesterday. And I'm not putting this in the title of this video or anything like that because mainly I don't want Toby's fans offering their diehard fanboys and fangirls coming to this video because it has Toby Turner in the title or anything like that. I don't want them coming here because I don't need to hear how good a guy Toby was because they met him at VidCon and they're all like, oh my god, he was so nice to me, he signed an autograph for me, therefore if he's nice to me, he's nice to every single person that he's ever crossed paths with in his entire life. I don't need that shit. I'm just making this here for you guys and hearing your thoughts and opinions about this as people who aren't, or I mean some of you might be loyal to Toby Turner or whatever, and say la vie. Anyway, this is an interesting situation, and, you know, a lot of people are trying to associate with this with Sam Pepper. This is grossly different than Sam Pepper. Sam Pepper was accusations of rape, mistreatment, what have you and whatnots by people who were just faint acquaintances of Sam Pepper. What's coming out about Toby Turner is public knowledge ex-girlfriends and friends of him that are backing up these accusations of drug use, of mistreatment of women, of this and that. And this guy ain't smelling like roses no matter how this ends. All right? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Toby for sure drugged and raped all the women that are saying he did and whatnot, but what I will tell you is from all angles looking at this is Toby is not a good guy. Just not a good guy. But you know what? There is a lot of not good guys out there, but doesn't make it right that they're not good guys. It just makes it is what it is. I'm not in any way giving a pass to Toby for what I think he did, what I think he may do, what he probably did or probably didn't do, or anything in between. But man, it just goes to show you all this fame and popularity and what a good thing he has going was not enough to stifle the way he acts. A number of people have come out, like Phil DeFranco, any number of people that have personally known Toby, worked with Toby, have come out and said things like, you know, he's known to do drugs, seen at different cons, Comic-Cons, whatever cons, VidCons, stuff like that, to seem to have the presence of being high on something, and there's a difference between being quirky and exuberantly quirky. The ultimate grand scheme of things here is, like I've said time and time again, unless this guy faces like some serious jail time and the accusations that are being made by these girls, nothing's gonna happen. But it still just goes to show you, like, this guy has been one of the top dogs on this website for a long time. Like, a long time. Like, long enough that I've made videos about him in the past. And I'm not going to sit here and say, like, aha, good, he's getting his comeuppance, karma's a bitch, motherfucker, or anything like that. Like, I don't want to sit here and be that guy. But I personally don't like the guy from the content that he's made and a few issues I've had with him in the past. That goes without saying, so me not referencing this I feel is doing a bit of a disservice. But still, I want to know more and I want to see more than someone being accused of rape, because that is something that fucks you up whether you did it or not. All that has to happen is that accusation to be dropped. But the far majority of times where there's smoke, there's fire in a case like this. It's like when an athlete is accused of taking steroids. There's been very few times where someone has been accused of taking steroids where it hasn't been the case. Well, the same goes with something like rape and men. All right? But that doesn't mean he's absolutely guilty of this. I just want to see more. Anyways, I just wanted to offer a little piece on this. Give my thoughts about a little bit old school YouTube drama that I used to delve into here with someone like Toby Turner. And again, I'm not going to be the guy that sits here and says, oh boy, I hope he falls to the ground, crashes, and never recovers. But again, I won't be too heartbroken if that's exactly what happened. Oh, I'm an evil motherfucker. Batman v Superman. Okay. This was a very good movie. I enjoyed the build-up, enjoyed the way it looked, the special effects were fine and everything. I liked Ben Affleck as Batman, and frankly, if you didn't like Ben Affleck as Batman, you probably just don't like Ben Affleck, and you would have gave him an F grade no matter how good or bad he did. I like this movie. I really did. Up until Batman and Superman start fighting. There's a lot of plot holes in this movie. I wanted to cover some of the good, because I really didn't think it was that bad of a film. It's something that sure as hell doesn't deserve the 30% rating it's getting on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. Like that's just being way over the top. This is a better than 50% at least type movie. I don't know, I think people were looking to knee-jerk reaction this movie, and that's exactly what you got from a lot of the critics. But I do see where a lot of the criticism specifically with the plot holes. All right. Now, I just want to cover 2 plot holes. Just 2. All right. There's a lot more to cover, but just 2 I want to cover. All right. Number 1, that whole scene, and by the way, spoilers. That whole scene where Batman is pursuing Lex Luthor's men who have the big chunk of kryptonite in the back of that moving truck. All right, he's chasing them through the back alleys in the town and whatnot, and there's a gunfight, and Batman is killing people. Yet, for whatever reason, Batman kills people now, like in cold blood. Not in that specific scene, but there's some people he did kill in cold blood. I'm like, whoa. Since when does Batman murder people? But anyway, so Batman's chasing him around, and then he turns around one corner, and there's Superman standing there. And the Batmobile hits Superman, just goes bing, bounces off, and crashes into the side. And Superman walks up to the Batmobile. He goes, "Yo, this is my turf, motherfucker. I best warn you not to pursue anyone in my territory." I think that's exactly what Superman said. But anyways, that whole scene. All right, why was Superman there? Why was Superman there? All right, you may ask yourself, well, clearly he didn't want Batman to get kryptonite, which he would probably use to weaponize it and then kill Superman with it. So why wouldn't Superman be there? Why wouldn't Superman be there to stop Batman from getting kryptonite to weaponize it? That's a very good point, except for the fact that Superman lets the truck and the convoy just keep going to Lex Luthor's hideout, whatever, base. So like, why wouldn't Superman just be like, all right, I stopped you, Batman, I made my point. Now let me go over to that truck that has the kryptonite in it, stand over top of it, use my laser vision till it melted a hole under the truck, straight through the center of the earth, that the truck ashes that were remaining fell out of the ground in China. Okay, so why, excuse me, I'm choking. Why wouldn't Superman do something like that in that scene? And then you might be saying, well, Superman didn't know there was kryptonite. Okay. And he was just like, looking for Superman that night to say, like, I'm going to make my point with him. Tonight's going to be the night. Why didn't then Superman investigate what the fuck Batman was doing then? Like, he didn't use his super hearing or anything, or his super insight to, like, oh shit, he was chasing after a truck with kryptonite. Oh my god, okay, well, I'll make my point, and then I'll stop that. Like, wow! Wow, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. The fuck, Zack, whatever your name is that directed the movie, I'll get to you in a second, buddy. Damn, I'm forgetting the name of the director of the movie, because that's another point I want to make about this movie. Anyways, plot hole number 2. And the director actually tried explaining this. Why am I forgetting the name of the director? Anyway, when Lex Luthor wants to get Superman to come to set up the fight between him and Batman, he goes on top of Lex Luthor Tower and throws Lois Lane off of it because he knows Superman's super insight, hearing, whatever, is going to come to Lois Lane's aid. So sure enough, he pushes Lois Lane off the top of the tower. Superman comes swooping in, saves Lois before she goes kasplat. Picks her up, puts her back on the top, and says, Lex, what are you doing, motherfucker? And Lex is all like, yeah, I knew this would bring you here, you stupid ass. By the way, here's a timer. You got 1 hour to save your mother. Bye. So, Superman's super duper insight hearing can come at the beck and call of Lois Lane being pushed off the top of the tower in Metropolis, and he comes and saves her. But when Superman's mother is kidnapped from Smallville, brought to Metropolis, her suffering and screaming and anything else doesn't summon the presence of Superman. So, director douchebag, who I'm still forgetting the name of, said in an interview, he was asked, you can find this interview on YouTube, I may actually leave it linked in the video description. I'm just kidding, I'm not, I'm too lazy. He said that, well, I think the screaming and the suffering of Superman wasn't heard because the range from going from Metropolis to Smallville was too much and out of Superman's range. Dickhead, Lex Luthor's men kidnapped Martha Kent and brought her back to Metropolis because that's where Batman finds her before the timer goes off. What the fuck do you mean it's out of range? She ain't a goddamn cell phone away from the cell tower. Holy shit. This dickhead director does not understand Superman and Batman. I'm sorry. Superman, number one, would know if his mother was kidnapped no matter where the fuck it was. And he wouldn't be dumb enough to intervene on something like Batman trying to get a chunk of kryptonite and not know what Batman was doing, or not at least investigate what Batman is doing. This guy does not understand the characters of Batman versus Superman. I do want to see more in this series of films, but my god, this douchebag needs to be taken off the films. Why am I still forgetting his name? Probably because I want to forget that he exists. I want to forget that director douchebag exists. Again, I like this movie up until Batman and Superman really started going head-to-head with each other. Like, it's like a good hour and a half of really good film, and then it just, and the doomsday and the destruction, it's like, They do so much lame shit with Doomsday. With the whole, like, you know, Superman takes him into orbit, they shoot him with nuclear missiles, and he lands on, like, Rikers Island, and some guy in the background's like, that island's uninhabited. Thanks, guy in background. Because they want to establish that, you know, like, he's doing the big colossal explosion bursts and not killing thousands of people. But then Batman's like, shit, I got to get him back into Metropolis because that's where the spear with the kryptonite is. So let me bring him back in town that is inhabited. Okay, movie. Okay. One last thing. Why wouldn't Batman give the kryptonite spear to Wonder Woman or Batman? Like, Wonder Woman was fucking Doomsday up, like cutting off his limbs and shit. Why wouldn't he give her the kryptonite spear to stick into Doomsday? Like, and where's Wonder Woman's whip? I kept saying that during the whole fight, and then you see, like, the last 10 seconds, you're like, oh, there's Wonder Woman's whip. Like, do they even establish what Wonder Woman's whip does? Like, they didn't even address that in the movie. Like, what the fuck? Wonder Woman's just gonna show up and start fighting. It's like, okay, well, what's her superpower? What does her whip do? They didn't even cover that. Please get a new director for these films. Please get a new director that understands the comic books, that understands what these characters do and wouldn't do. Like, Superman was so fucking stupid in this movie. And he just would not be that stupid in the comics or any other movie. Like, this is the dumbest Superman has ever been. Oh, dumb Superman. Dumb. Anyways, it was a decent film. 16 minutes. Holy shit. All right. A ton of feedback from you guys from the 10 years of Archfiend video that I made. And I just want to go over now because I asked you guys what your favorite videos are or what video you saw from me that got you hooked on my channel because, goddamn, guys, it's been 10 years and there's been hundreds upon hundreds of videos. How can you pick a favorite? How can I pick a favorite? These are like my kids. Well, I'm going to do what any good father does and obviously pick favorites amongst my children because, let's face it, there's kids we like more than the other ones. Am I right, dads? Am I right? Anyway, unless you got one kid and then it's obvious. I'm not going to list these in any specific order, but these are my favorite videos that I've made. The Archfiend does parkour. I love that video, though I haven't really made too many videos because I don't really like to make the funny, sticky type videos out in public, making jokes like that with the playground stuff, but for whatever reason, I really liked how that turned out, and that's a style of video I don't like to shoot. It was just a lot of fun doing the parkour shit and climbing the wall and actually cutting my hand open on the wall. Like, if people saw that gash I had on my hand, that was from actually climbing on the wall. I sliced it on the concrete. Only the Archfiend could cut his hand open on concrete. Anyways, really good video. Let's all laugh at fanboy comments #1 about Ray William Johnson. That was the one that I don't think any of the Let's All Laugh at Fanboy Comments videos ever lived up to. Especially with Me Banes to the Mars. Alright? And that's your little teaser. If you haven't seen that one, look it up. It's Let's All Laugh at Fanboy Comments #1, the Ray William Johnson video. And that's another reason why I stopped making the Let's All Laugh at Fanboy Comments videos, because I'm like, man, none of these are getting better than the previous ones. Some I thought were a little bit better, but I'm like everything pales in comparison to that #1. And it's like you can only keep making sequels when the original was so much better. And I always got that vibe from them. And I know people still ask for them, and I make a video or two like that in the near future. I actually have a bunch of screen cap comments that I've saved for a rainy day that are hilarious. And you know, it's who doesn't love laughing at broken English, bad grammar comments, man? It's the American way. It's what Superman would do. Probably will in the next movie. Anyways, let's not get back on that. God damn it, Zack something is the director's name, I think. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, My favorite rant video of all time, and people may be surprised with this, it's a sports video, but it's not one of the ones I made about the Eagles. It was when the Philadelphia Phillies lost in the NLDS to the St. Louis Cardinals, 5th game, deciding series in Philadelphia, Roy Halladay on the mound, and the Phillies lose that game and the entire series by a score of 1-0. That was the absolute most real and passionate that I have been for a rant video, because I was pissed as a motherfucker. I was passionate about this Phillies team. As a team that should have won more than one World Series, and I was such a fan of Roy Halladay through his entire career, including when he was on Toronto. I was so fucking mad after that game. That was like a game where shit seriously almost got broken in the house. That's how, the Eagles, I've been used to seeing them lose, but the Phillies, I'm used to seeing them celebrate as world champs. All right, so that is actually my favorite rant video. One of my absolute favorite videos, rant or otherwise, is a day in the life of a YouTube partner. And a lot of these videos, I noticed that you guys have said that was actually one of your favorite videos. So those of you that are new here, just as a personal note, or as a note from a lot of my fans that have been here for a long time, a lot of them said they really like that day in the life of a YouTube partner. That absolutely is one of my favorite videos, and someone noted out, and it's actually my favorite part of the video, is when I'm taking my lunch break and I'm watching the Irate Gamer video, and I just laugh, off the absolute fake, over-gushing laugh at one of the Irate Gamer's lame jokes. That's one of my favorite. I still, thinking about that, I crack a smile. That's absolutely one of my, that's top 3 favorite Archfiend videos for me personally. And last but not least, I gotta throw in So the Other Day. I gotta throw in a So the Other Day video. And my personal favorite So the Other Day video was So the Other Day I saw the new Harry Potter movie. People may be kind of surprised at that one, because I think a lot of you like other specific So the Other Days better. But that was one that, and So the Other Day never really focused on anything in pop culture. At that time, there was a new Harry Potter movie coming out, and I made this video a couple days before the Harry Potter movie came out, and that was the first time I did that with a So the Other Day, because a So the Other Day video is always just something random, like So the Other Day I went to Home Depot, So the Other Day I went to church, So the Other Day I went to the grocery store, stuff like that. It's just completely just ambiguous things, just random things. Ambiguous. Why did I use the word ambiguous there? Anyway, but the So the Other Day, So the Other Day I saw the Harry Potter movie, which is a close second would be So the Other Day I went to church, because the whole praying to win the lottery thing and anyways, that was a good one. Anyway, I really like that because Harry Potter is a series of movies that I love. It's actually my favorite collection of movies. It used to be Star Wars, but once this really wrapped up and Harry Potter and everything, I like the way it concluded and everything like that. Harry Potter edged out the original episodes 4 to 6 Star Wars as far as a collection of movies in one series would go. So I really, really, really liked the just complete insane story that I told of the new Harry Potter movie and what happened, and I thought it was very interesting. So anyways, if you want to check that out, those are my favorite Archfiend videos. What else is going on? The Flyers are in the playoffs thanks to Boston. Thank you, Boston. Even though the Flyers would have went in anyway because they won their last 2 games and they would have edged out Boston regardless of them losing. This is a very interesting circumstance the Flyers are in right now, in that If the Flyers get swept in 4 games to the Washington Capitals, who are the best team in the NHL this year, at least, however you want to argue it, on the score sheet, record sheet, everything, they're the best team in hockey. There might be certain teams that are better at different aspects, but you can make the case they're the absolute best team in hockey right now, and the Flyers are far from the best. But Washington is known for choking in the playoffs. And they have a world of pressure on them due to the Capitals. There are executives, coaches, people from top to bottom of the organization that will be fired if they don't make a deep playoff. They might get fired if they're bounced in the second round. Forget the first round. This is a team that has been consistently... 25 minutes. God damn, I talk a lot. This has been a team that has consistently for years been one of the better teams in the NHL, and the best they can get to is the second round before they die, and most of the time it's in the first round. The Flyers are playing with house money. Again, I won't care. I'm not going to be sad or embarrassed if they lose in 4 games to the Capitals. They should, actually. But anything is possible in the NHL. And Ron Hextall's been a GM that has taken a number 8 all the way. Hello, LA. I'm talking to you. And Ron Hextall's our GM here now. Our coach Hackstall, not to be confused with Hextall, first-year coach that I was like, who's this guy from what University of North Dakota? What? That's the Flyers' new coach. He's never played in the NHL. Never been an assistant coach or been any sort of position on an NHL team. Yeah, what? Some college guy from Dakota is what? Guys getting shit done. The addition of Shane Gostisbehere to the roster has been amazing. Wayne Simmons is playing amazing hockey. The team is hot right now. They're actually one of the hottest teams in the NHL over the last month. So who knows? But you're playing with house money. And you can't be disappointed in Philadelphia no matter what happens with this Flyers team. I love that. I just wanted to see playoffs, period, from any of the 4 major teams here in Philadelphia, and we finally got that again. We haven't seen anyone in the playoffs since the Saints and Eagles played. Wow, that was like 500 years ago. Not quite that long, but it was close. Damn, it's been a long time. Anyways, playoff hockey action. Better Call Saul's winding down, which, by the way, has been excellent this season. I'm not going to give any spoilers on that. And my life is also being consumed with a little game called Piano Tiles 2. If you have Piano Tiles 2 on your phone, I'm sorry to hear that you have the virus that is Piano Tiles 2 consuming your life. And if you don't have it, don't download. You're downloading it! I told you not to download it on your phone. Oh, it's an addictive game. That game is made for like someone like me that like loves classical piano pieces. And I'm stuttering because I want to turn off the phone and start playing Piano Tiles 2, which I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day, a better tomorrow. Let's go Flyers. And fuck the Dallas Cowboys and Chip Kelly just because. Bye.